Second take, hindsight is 2020. I'm Jared Viniversky. Darrel, I usually don't say this, but you look really good today.
Yeah, I'm rocking your Red Sox shirt.
What happened last week?
Took one on the chin.
Welcome to Second Take, ladies and G's. In today's episode, another 7-touchdown passer, a boatload of important college football matchups, and the return of Russell Westbrook, which only tells the rest of his teammates to go rebound. But we begin today with the Fall Classic and my 2013 World Series champion, Boston Red Sox. Last week, the Red Sox beat the St. Louis Cardinals 6-1 in Game 6 to clinch their third World Series in the last 9 years. The Bears from Beantown pulled out to an early lead against Michael Waka Flocka Flame and never looked back, while Big Papi won the World Series MVP as expected. Now, Darrel, with your sob story aside, what did you think of this year's Fall Classic?
Well, here's the thing, Jerry. All the turmoil that Boston's gone through the last 6-7 months, you know, the Boston Marathon bombing, the whole hashtag Boston Strong.
Boston
you gotta
Strong,
love
baby.
it. From what this team came from first to worst, they had the debacle with Bobby Valentine last year. To win the World Series, it was a great World Series. The bullpen was outstanding. We couldn't hit him. David Ortiz looked like Babe Ruth out there. He bat? 800?
746, second highest.
746. Unreal. Great story. Great team. The whole teamwork,
Just didn't
chemistry
end well.
with the Beards.
Just
You
didn't
got to
end
give it
well.
up to them. Even though they beat my
There was
Cardinals.
great pitching, great endings to all 6 games. You know, crazy
You can make a
endings,
case, you guys-
pickoffs,
yeah.
errors, stuff like that. You know, policemen holding up their hands, celebrating in the bullpens. You know, they had everything. Beards, clutch hitting. You know, Victorino, the flying Hawaiian. But in the end, you know, it's Boston Strong, and we will prevail. After watching Peyton throw 7 touchdowns in Week 1, who would have thought that Nick Foles would repeat the feat and have a perfect passer rating? Foles went 22 for 28 and 406 yards with 7 touchdowns to lead his Eagles to a 49-20 victory over the Raiders. Darrel, are you hopping on the Foles bandwagon, or do you think it's just a case of the Oakland Raiders defense?
I'm not hopping on Nick Foles' bandwagon yet because I don't think his coach has hopped on the bandwagon yet. He still hasn't named a full-time starter. They're going back from Vic.
Because Vic is still, isn't he hurt
Vic
or banged
still
up?
hurt, yeah, and they started Matt Barkley a couple weeks ago. That was a debacle. But that being said, he had a great game. 7 touchdowns, 406 yards passing.
He scored 7 touchdowns in 3 quarters. No one's ever done that before. So, that's impressive, but again, it's with the Oakland Raiders. The only thing I would be
It has
mad
an
about,
improved defense, but still not up to the...
I'm just glad I didn't play Nick Foles in fantasy, you know, and instead I'm playing Jake Catlow's Pussycats. Should be an easy win.
Oh, they're terrible this year.
Awful.
The biggest upset of the week came at MetLife Stadium, where the Jets beat the Saints 26-20. Coach Rex Ryan got the better of his little brother Rob in the matchup of the brothers, and the New York Jets moved to 5-4, just 2 games behind Brady and the boys in New England. Jared, do you think Geno Smith can lead his team to a playoff berth, and may this be the year that your boys fall second in the division to the Jets?
The Jets winning the AFC East is like the Cardinals beating the Red Sox. It ain't gonna happen.
Get out of here.
It ain't gonna happen. But I'm impressed. I'm very impressed by Rex Ryan beating his brother in the Saints. Yeah. No one would have ever thought that would have happened.
Yeah.
But you know, the Jets they could slide into that 6th seed, get a last playoff spot. You know, it's between them, San Diego.
San Diego's been up and down.
Cleveland, dare I say it? You know, they're second in the AFC North. You know,
Yeah.
So you never know.
The first thing I want to say is, what a great job Coach Rex Ryan done this year.
Who would
That
have
team
thought?
was supposed to win 3 games, and now they're
5-4.
5-4 in the thick of it. Geno Smith, he has to limit his turnovers. If he does that, they'll be there at the end. It's kind of a weak division. Buffalo, they have problems at quarterback. Jeff Toole, Washington State Cougar, starting there. Miami's terrible, but the Jets, they have a bye, and they play at Buffalo. If they win that, they're 6-4. They're right there in the thick of it.
In the playoffs, but you know they could make a run. And
Moving to college football now, where a handful of heavyweight matchups are on primetime TV Thursday and Saturday. On Thursday, OU plays at Baylor, and Oregon plays later that night at Stanford. And on Saturday, Alabama Crimson Tide play host to LSU. Jared, all of these games are crucial and important to the final BCS standings. But which game are you looking forward to the most?
Wow, I can't wait. You know, I think first
Great
of all,
games.
I think Alabama. I don't think they're going to lose at home against LSU, but that's obviously one to watch. on Saturday. Baylor, I think Baylor's too good for Oklahoma. I think they'll win. So the game I'm looking forward to is your Oregon Ducks waddling over to Stanford and playing them. Marcus Mariota, a big-time game. This could be his moment if he gets a win to prove that he might be the Heisman.
You know, we always talk about that Heisman moment. Whatever, if that's even real, I don't know. But if he goes into Stanford, which is a tough place to play, even though they're a bunch of brainiacs, they have a great team. They run the ball well. If Oregon goes in there and wins, that could be his moment. But the game that I'm picking is Baylor and OU. And here's the thing. To watch, yeah, here's the thing. We don't really know how good Baylor is this year. They're scoring 70 points a game.
They're playing no one.
They put more points up than Brittany Griner and the basketball team. But they're averaging 714 yards a game. But they haven't really played anyone. We'll see how they do against Bob Stoops in the Oklahoma
I'll tell you
series.
this. I'm watching college football all Thursday night instead of that crappy NFL games every Thursday night football.
Yeah, I don't even get NFL Network.
Time for a break, but coming up, time for a report card where we will visit with the professor and we will grade the first half of the NFL season.
And also, what grade do we give Case Keenum's first start at home against the Indianapolis Colts?
I am Pitt State.
I am Pitt State.
Yo soy Pitt State.
Me at Pitt State.
No matter who you are,
I am Pitt State.
no matter where you're from.
I am Pitt State.
Once a gorilla, always a gorilla.
Welcome back to Second Take and time for Report Card. Professor Lutman, what do you have for us today?
It's good to be with you guys in class today. Always a pleasure. First up, we got NFL first half of the season. What's your guys' grade on the first half?
I'm going to give the NFL season, first half anyways, a C+ to start out. It's been, somewhat interesting. The most dominant team, Chiefs, are 9-0, but they're not the most exciting team to watch. The offense looks lost at times.
Oh, yeah.
Broncos have put up some points, but there's a lot of 4-4, 3-5 teams. I'm gonna go with C+.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give the season so far a B right now. I think my Patriots, it's gonna be interesting to see how they are when they're healthy, when they get Gronk, Amendola back. You saw what they did, put up 55 points.
Franchise record.
It'll be interesting to see your Bucks if they go 0-16, if they can win a single game in the next 2
mesmerizing
years.
TV.
I mean, Mike Glennon, he's an all-star.
He looked good.
But other than that, the Thursday night games, the primetime games, they need to get a lot better.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that prime time.
No,
At
terrible.
all.
I'd
it's
consider
Carolina
turn
and
off your
Tampa.
TV time.
It's bedtime. Okay, next up, Darrel, your boy Russell Westbrook back, first game from injury, scoring 21 points in his first debut. What's your grade on Russell Westbrook?
I'm going to give Russell Westbrook's return a B+. He went for 21 and 7. The important stat was Durant went 33 points, 10 rebounds.
We know he's good.
And
He'll be
they
fine.
play off each other great. But he came back 2 weeks early. And then we got the W against the Suns, who won't be terrible this year. So I'll give him a B+.
Their uniforms are terrible. Westbrook, same Westbrook as always. High, fast, quick, missing shots all over. He was 5 for 16. But I mean, he's rusty a little bit, but he'll bounce back. And I'd probably give him A- for his first game back.
A healthy Westbrook Thunder have a chance to win the West.
Dynamic duo.
Yes, sir.
Next up, we got Case Keenum in his first home start, putting up big numbers against the Colts. What's your grade for Case Keenum and not the kicker, Bullock?
I would give my grade for Case Keenum probably an A. He had 35 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. But I like this kid. He's fired up, he's emotional. Unlike Schaub the slob, he's going to be playing. I think he's been playing over. I think Schaub's going to be out of a job.
Yeah, he really impressed me last night. And I tell you who really likes him is Andre Johnson. That guy hadn't scored in 16, 17 games, I think they said. He finally got on the board, 3 touchdowns. But yeah, he's fiery. Schaub looks like a librarian out there. Just no emotion.
Kubiak loves him so much that he had a heart attack.
Yeah, I mean, he fell over for him. But
Couldn't believe it.
I'll give Case Keenum an A-. He played great. They still didn't win the game, though.
It's not his fault that their kicker sucks. I could kick better than that.
Who has that fantasy kicker?
Oh.
All right, last grade for the day, gentlemen. We got Pat's costumes. Jared, Your boy Brady and Belichick dressed up for Halloween. What's your grade on their costumes?
All right, Darrell, I think I'm going to give them an A. I mean, first of all, how can you not like Bill Belichick's costume? He's a buck. He's a pirate. So you must like that. You know, Giselle Brady, obviously, you know, he's wearing my old high school mascot, the Chesty Lions, and he's kissing, you know, multi-million-dollar female model. So I love it. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with a B- for Bill. First of all, I didn't know he celebrated holidays, but he doesn't look like he's having very much fun. But I'm going with an A++ for Tom Brady.
Golden boy.
First of all, and it has nothing to do with Tom Brady's outfit. It's the woman he's with.
Oh, yeah.
Smoke show.
Looks like my girlfriend.
Looks a lot like your girlfriend. But they look good together. I love the lion outfit, Wizard of Oz. They are not in Kansas anymore.
Nope.
All right, for the first half of the season, I'm going to go with C+ due to all the injuries in the NFL. For Russell Westbrook, I'm going to go A-. He had a short recovery time, unlike Derrick Rose. Case Keenum, I'll go with A. I'll stay with A because he's a young cat doing big things. And for the Pats costumes, I'm going to go here with Brady's A++. We don't really care about Bill Belichick and his old balls.
Now time for pick 6. Darrell, I think we did a lot better this last week. You went 4-2, I went 5-1. So we're improving, but who you got this coming week?
I got Detroit Lions and the Autobots beating Chicago in the Windy City. The Bengals earn their stripes and beat Baltimore. America's team goes into the Big Easy and defeat the Saints. The game of the week, Monday Night Football on ESPN. Tampa Bay beats the Fish and the new Sombrero. Peyton and the boys beat San Diego. And I have Carolina Panthers moving to 6-3 over the San Francisco 49ers.
I like your picks. I agree with most of them. I got Detroit winning at Chicago. I got Baltimore with the upset pick over Cincy. Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, is on safety lock. I got the New Orleans Saints on Sunday Night Football over the Cowboys. Saints bounce back from a terrible loss. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers at home against Buffalo. No one's going to watch that game, and I don't know what's funnier, the way Buffalo's Jeff Toole plays or his last name. And I got San Fran over Carolina. It's turkey season, so Cam won't be going ham. And I got Monday Night Football. Arm 80, sound off the canyons. I got the Buccaneers winning their first game of the season.
Bug Nation, rise up. Time for a commercial break, but coming up, our 2-minute countdown, including the apocalypse and why we think the world is going to end soon.
And also, don't forget our happy birthday shout out and happy anniversary on this day in sports.
You know what? I'm in the mood for Metallica, Snoop Dogg, and NSYNC.
Well, have you ever turned to Caps 13?
Caps 13.
Yeah, Caps 13.
Metallica? Snoop Dogg? NSYNC? What is this?
It's Guerrilla Radio, Pitt State's only student-run radio station.
My life is complete.
Welcome back to Second Take, and now it's time for Happy Birthday. On November 14th, happy 38th birthday to, drum roll please, Travis Barker, the drummer for Blink-182, is nearing 40, but there are no signs of his hands slowing down. Travis joined Tom DeLonge and Mark Hoppus in 1998 to create the best band of our generation in Blink-182. Rumor has it that all he wants for his birthday is a new tattoo, which is weird because he was never really sure if he wanted to get one. Trav, this one's for you.
Now time for happy anniversary. On November 7th, 1991, Irving Magic Johnson announced his retirement from the NBA due to testing positive for HIV. He also claimed that his wife and child did not have HIV, and he would dedicate his life to, quote, battle this deadly disease. Since then, Magic has founded the Magic Johnson Foundation, which serves more than 250,000 people each year through services and programs. How in the hell is he still alive?
She was a very, very family-oriented girl, and she was very into her grandmother. They're very family-oriented.
Give me a break.
That was my first Asian. You better lock it up. You better lock it up.
No, you lock it up.
You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Darrel, who's your lock for a fantasy breakout this weekend?
You know, Jared, I'm going to go out on a limb with this one. I'm going to say Peyton Manning. I think the bye week really helped that offense.
Who's that?
Broncos backup quarterback, they just brought him in. But the bye week's going to help him out. Hopefully he can get the ball to Eric Decker. Peyton, get the ball to Eric Decker.
I
Who you
got Jordy Nelson, proud owner of Beantown Beatdown here, and I think he's going to go off against Philadelphia Eagles, who are allowing most reception yards in the whole league.
Jared, something to nothing. Seahawks almost losing to the Bucks at home?
It's nothing. Seattle ain't worried about nothing. They got off to a slow start, but I mean, they took them way too lightly because they play like a bunch of junior high kids. It's nothing. What do you
I think you're pretty naive in saying that's just nothing. This is 2 weeks in a row that they struggled against bad competition. The St. Louis Lambs and the Tampa Bay Yucks.
Time for apocalypse. What's your sign of the world ending?
My apocalypse is the 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers
Ooh,
are
good
3-0.
one.
They beat the Bulls and the Heat. A lot of people thought the Sixers would only win 10 games this year.
My sign of the world ending is the Bucks almost won a game. They were actually in a game for the first time this season, but they lost.
Love them or leave them, Jerry. Who's hot? Who's not?
Love them. I'm going to go with the Patriots' health. They got Gronk back, Amendola back. They scored 55 points against the Steelers. Leave them. Besides your Cardinals in the win, I'm going to go with Randy Bullock, the Houston Texans kicker. Shouldn't even have him on the team.
That's interesting. My who's hot is Cliff Kingsbury. Great comb over.
Great
My
model.
who's not hot, Cliff Kingsbury. Him and the Texas Tech Red Raiders, after starting 7-0, have now dropped 2 in a row.
Get your popcorn ready. What movie are you wanting to see?
I'm going to go with Frozen. It's from Disney Pictures. Sarah Tolliver got me hooked on Tangled. Same producers. Should be a great film.
I'm going to go with Grown Ups 2. It's out now on DVD or Blu-ray or Redbox if you're cheap like me. First one was good. Second one might be better. That's it for today's show. We will see you here in about 2 weeks. Take care. Good day and good night, knuckleheads.
Tune in to Monday Night Football.